What's up guys, it's Destry and welcome back to the gaming channel Despwns. Today I'm bringing you guys another Minecraft server update video. Since the last time I did one of these was like years ago, and for those of you who don't know, I actually have a Minecraft server that I've been working on for like years and years now, and for a while there it was taken down due to a lack of funding, but it's back now and it's better than ever, so I thought I would show you guys all of the awesome new features that are on the server. Before we do that though, I'm going to awkwardly drink this coffee and stare into your soul. There we go. All right, so the first thing, don't mind the server hub right now. It looks all Halloween-y because it is Halloween like in 2 days. So we made it kind of look all festive and whatnot. But the first thing that I really wanted to show you guys that is not really a new addition to the server or anything, but Skywars and Hunger Games, which has been around for a little bit now, has been revamped and made into an actual viable thing that works now on the server. So from the server hub, you can access Hunger Games and Skywars from your little warp cube crystal thingy. So you can access it and you'll see that Hunger Games and Skywars are right here. So we'll check out Hunger Games first just so I can show you what this is all about. So this is the Hunger Games hub, and as you can see, there is still all of the maps that I showed you in the last video, so make sure to check that out if you haven't seen that. But really the newest additions to the Hunger Games actual experience on the server is that there are now new game modes for Hunger Games, and it just now works. Before, on the server, it just didn't work. There was a lot of lag, a lot of bugs, so now it actually works, and it's super fucking awesome. So what I mean by there's different game modes now in Hunger Games is that you'll notice that if we spawn into one of the Hunger Games maps, there's a lot of different items that we start with. So there's a book that kind of just explains what Hunger Games is. There's the vote icon, there's shop, kits, and leave. So obviously most of those are probably self-explanatory, but as far as the vote one, this is where it gets really, really interesting. So in items, you're able to vote for different modes that affect the overall gameplay. And this even goes as far as the amount of time that maybe is in a map or the amount of health that you start with. And we program these so they're just totally fun, and all of them are different experiences. So we'll start with the default mode. Obviously that is just spawning with, you know, normal shit like leather armor and, you know, iron swords, all that kind of stuff. The next mode is Pokemon, which this is a really, really fun game mode. Every single chest in the maps are filled with eggs that you can then spawn monsters, and then they will fight for you. They don't actually hurt you when you spawn them, so they will fight other people, and that's kind of how the game mode progresses, and how you win is you have monsters fight each other for you. And then there's legless mode, which I'm sure you can assume is all of the chests are filled with bows, and the really cool things about some of the bows is that some of them are really, really rare, and they do cool things like swap you and your enemies' positions, or throws your enemies up into the sky. There's a lot of different cool specific bows that you can have on these worlds, and they're all really, really awesome. The last one that we have is TNT mode, which, as I'm sure you can assume, is everyone just has TNT, and the TNT doesn't require any redstone to activate, so you kind of just start throwing it everywhere and trying to blow people up. And then, as I'm sure you probably guessed, the shop icon is where you can buy different stuff using the coins that you get in the game. So that's another really cool feature, is that in addition to just winning actual money in the game, you can also get these Hunger Games exclusive coins that then you can spend on, you know, things to further your Hunger Games stuff, whether it's cosmetic or, you know, getting actual extra kits, etc., etc. So really, really cool stuff. And yeah, I just love the Hunger Games how it is now in the server. And then same thing with Skywars. As you can see, we spawned with a ton of different items. So there is the play icon, shop, party, profile, and of course the leave or quit icon. So really, really cool stuff. And as you can see, we've actually added a ton of different maps for here. So there is Skywars Rainbow, which that kind of shows you a description of what these are, so I won't really go into them. There's the Skywars Pirates map, which is by far my favorite fucking Skywars map. It's so fun. You are spawn on different ships, and then you literally shoot cannons at each other's ships, and that's how you kind of win this one. And then the last one is Skywars Spleef, which if you never played Spleef, the main objective of that is to break the blocks under people. So you spawn with a shovel, and then you're just trying to break the blocks underneath people to make them fall into lava. So really, really fun game mode there as well. And I think my favorite part about both the Hunger Games and the Skywars thing so far is that we have a leaderboard challenge for both of them. So you'll see that here there's the Skywars leaderboard with the top kills and the top wins. And then that also goes with the same as the survival games leaderboard over here. So really, really cool. And the reason that we added this is actually that if you get the top wins or the top kills in any of those categories, or the overall PvP, so if you just kill the most amount of players on the server, you will get exclusive god bow powers and just a ton of other really cool powers. And then if you get all three of them, like if somehow miraculously you're able to get all three of them, not really in 1 month, but if you're able to just in total ever on the server, you can get all 3 of these different leaderboard challenges done. You get the awesome God bow power of the Airship Bastard. And if you're wondering, yes, it is fucking amazing and totally worth it. So yes, wherever you shoot your bow, your body will follow it. And so it's a really, really cool way to get around. I've had so much fun just messing around with this on the server. And that is just one of the awesome God bow powers that you can get from the leaderboard challenges. So enough about that, let's move on. So another sort of little mini game thing that we've added recently is called Death Drop. And as you can probably assume, the whole experience of Death Drop is to spawn into these different levels. You can see that there's only 4 of them right now, but you spawn into these different levels, and then the main goal of it is that you fall and then you try not to die as you're falling. And I will say that some of them are much, much easier than others, and even cooler is that there's actually some quests that you get from a guy outside. There's one called Shady Guy, and then the other one is Daredevil. So they both offer really, really cool quests, and I think Shady Guy's quest is by far my new favorite quest on the server. It's just so funny. I'm not going to spoil it because honestly, you guys just have to witness it for yourself. And I'm also not going to spoil the actual Death Drop levels because you'll just have to see those for yourself as well. Another really awesome thing about the server that we recently added is the addition of factions, which I think I kind of mentioned this before in my video, so I won't go too much into detail. It is essentially an anti-griefing sort of party system. So you're able to group up with other people, other friends of yours, invite them to your faction, and then the more people that you have, the more power you have. The more power you have, the more land you're able to control, and the more that other people and other factions are not able to fuck with your base. Some things to note though about factions is that if you die, you actually lose power, so it's really smart not to kind of stretch your land claims thin. It's really hard to explain, but it's really, really fun, and I'm super excited that we added this. We've actually made our entire world of Bloodlands kind of dedicated to factions, but if you're not into factions, you know, you can still go to Bloodlands and still build and do all that cool shit. There's also a handy dandy little thing here in your inventory called factions that when you right click it, you can claim land, unclaim land, see the chunks of the land that you're about to claim, your faction status, your faction stats, your homes, your maps, all this kind of cool stuff that really helps with factions, as well as all the commands that you'll need to know, and a factions tutorial which will teach you everything that you'll need to know about factions. So really, really cool stuff there. And now on to, I think, my favorite new addition to the server, and that is the addition of just a ton of new quests that are super, super fun and reward just the coolest shit ever. So one of them is the Spider War, where you're able to get a spider mount from it, which is just the coolest thing ever. There's another one called the End is Nigh, where you have to fight the Ender Dragon and do all this crazy shit to get there. And that one took me, I think, like 12 hours to actually, you know, make the whole thing, but it was super worth it, super fun, easily the best quest on the server. And if you don't know what the quests are kind of for, you're able to get different ranks into the server that are earnable. So there's the earnable rank of Mythos, where you just have to kill the player. So if PvP is your shit, that's where Mythos kind of comes in. Whereas Varen is the PvE rank that you can earn by doing all the quests in Azoria. And as I mentioned, they're really, really fun. So it's not like you're just doing the same shit over and over again and killing mobs and blah, blah, blah. It's all of them are really unique and cool, so definitely check those out if you haven't already. And now on to what I think is everyone's favorite new addition to the server, and that is the Cosmedix. So in certain worlds, you start with this little crystal thing. In Azoria, you'll start with this one. In Bloodlands, you'll start with a thing that kind of looks differently. And in Spawn, you start with a thing that says My Profile, which is your head. So in Azoria, you're able to click this thing. You'll notice that there's a ton of different options. So there's, you know, disguises and trails and tags and gadgets and mounts and pets and particles, emotes and outfits. So there's a lot, guys. There are so many things I could cover here. But yeah, you're probably wondering, what is disguises? What are all these things? And I think I'll just cover some of them, so I leave some of this to mystery. So tags are really cool. They're a new addition that we recently added, and you can earn some of these tags. You can buy some of these tags. They're all different. There's one that just says The Virgin. So if I click this, The Virgin, you'll notice that if I type in chat now, it just says Captain Destes the Virgin. And it's just your post tag. Also, if you're not a virgin, there's one for you. Just had to throw that out there. There's one called the Pussy Slayer, Mind Rapist. One, if you're feeling extra patriotic, you can just have America in the front of your name. And mounts, as you could probably guess, kind of takes a page from World of Warcraft's book. If you click on the mounts, you're able to spawn different things. So you'll notice there's a glacial steed for me, or a dragon, a Nian sheep, which is really cool. I'll show you guys this one. You're just fucking walking around in a sheep that changes colors. How sick is that? Which obviously, again, some of these you earn in the game, some of them you have to buy and whatnot. So yeah, different cool things that you can do. Same thing with pets. Pets are usually based on your rank. So because I'm an admin, I have access to all of these, but you can have a little, pumpling that we have as the Halloween event pet that you can get. So this thing just follows you around. It's super cute. There's other pets like tiny little pigs that just throw out little hams. Super cute addition though. It's just, it's so adorable. Emotes, as you probably are wondering, are actually really cool animated heads that you can have. So if you're feeling particularly sad, you can equip the cry thing. As you can see, it shows to all of your friends how just sad you are in life. This one's perfect for me. And I think the coolest thing so far that we've added is the gadgets, which these ones, again, are earned and bought and whatnot, so I shouldn't have to tell you guys that, but they're all really, really cool different things. So one of them is Thor's hammer. I think this one is by far my favorite one, and it just spawns this hammer for you, and you're able to throw it, and then you'll notice that it comes right back to you, and it has a little cooldown timer to show you how long you're able to use it again. And this one actually affects other players, so if you throw it at someone, it will then hit that player and they'll fly, and then you get the hammer back in your hand. I'll show you guys like 2 other ones just so you know how cool some of these are. Trampoline is one of my favorites. You just spawn a trampoline and then you fucking launch into the air. Paintball gun is one that if you shoot out at things, it actually changes the color of your world. And don't worry, this is just like temporary. You'll notice that all of these things go back to the way they were. Just cosmetic kind of additions. And as I mentioned, you can only use these in the 3 worlds of Skylands, which is the main server hub, Azoria, and Bloodlands. So Xeris, I'm sorry, you're missing out on all the cool features because you're the default world and everyone hates you. Xeris gets no love. So yeah, guys, in addition to all of the things that I didn't mention in this video that I mentioned in the previous videos, like the creative world and monthly fairs and exclusive plugins to this server, to the just amazing community of people that come onto the server. There's a lot of really awesome people, and there's actually a Discord server for this server as well. So if you want to talk to anyone, I'm pretty much constantly on the server right now as it is. So definitely come on, play some fucking Hunger Games, play some Sky Wars, mess around, do some quests, fucking ride a dragon mount. I mean, come on, guys. What more do you want? Jesus Christ. But yeah, guys, definitely come on the server if you haven't already. Super, super fun. And also tell your friends, tell everyone about the server, because I think the main thing that this server is lacking right now is just people. There's not a lot of people that come on. Like I said, there's an amazing community of people, but it's a very small community, and we want to grow. So if you want to come on and experience this shit with me, definitely do that. That said, guys, I will see you next time. I love you all, and fair winds.